Hey guys, and today's video is going to be on rentals and what you should do when your team has rentals on them, how you should act. I know a lot of us have been there at one point or another, coming into a field for the first time, you're never heard of Airsoft, anything like that, and you rent, and you at one point have seen these people dressed up and they're JPCs, they have gas bolt rifles, maybe Polar Stars, stuff like that, and you're sitting there with a rental gun from the field, rental mask, all of that, and you're very distinguished, and we've all been there at one point, and this is my take on how I think we should quote-unquote deal with these rentals, more or less help them out. Now, a lot of you know who have been playing at my field, or in almost any field, there's like a few distinct characteristics that rentals have, and I'm not going to go over those right now because there is no need to, but a lot of times you'll see rentals, they'll be closer to the respawn room, not in action as much. Every once in a while, yes, you will get a group of rentals that are more willing to push into the outer edges of the field and get their hands dirty a little bit per se. Now, I think when you see stuff like that, when you see a group of rentals, let's say they're younger kids, 13, 12 years of age, depending on your field age limit, you see them, they're definitely more nervous, their eyes are definitely wider, they're definitely not used to this type of thing, but they came anyway to see, how they would like it. And I think our job is to definitely help coach them. If you see them blind firing, yes, it can get annoying when you get blind fired, depending on your field's rules, but I think almost all fields don't allow blind firing anyway. But when you're blind firing, when you see them blind firing, unless they're doing it on purpose, if they're like, it's just because they're scared or whatever, or they just didn't listen to the rules right, they're younger or something, just coach them. Don't yell at them, don't scream, yell at them, anything like that. Come up to them. If you're on their team, it makes it easier if you're on their team. Just be like, hey buddy, don't do this, try not to do this, it's against the rules, stuff like that. Help try to coach that rental person, because most of us were there at that point, and same thing with hit calling, coach them, because sometimes when you're rental, you see them really padded up with their big North Face jackets, and then they got the rental vest if the field has rental vests and all that other stuff, and sometimes their adrenaline is going so high that they don't notice when they're getting shot right in the chest. And I know some people say, hey, just shoot them in the legs or something, and yeah, that is one way to deal with it. But another thing is just call them out in a nice way. Just say, hey, you got hit here, buddy, could you take the hit or something. I know it's not always encouraged at places to call other people out on it, but if you're on their team, just say, hey buddy, I saw you get hit by by the enemy guy over here, let's go back to the respawn room and we'll go respawn. It's only a couple seconds, and coach them through it. Like I said before, you're just coaching them. And one way to not deal with that is to just keep melting them, just keep shooting them over and over and over and over again. I mean, sometimes, yeah, you do have to shoot them quite a bit to have them to call it, but try to keep it down to minimum. Just don't go to their soft spot and just pelting them into them because they didn't feel it on their big heavy jacket and vest. Now, another thing you see a lot is the flinch. A lot of rentals will be flinching and stuff like that, and that's fine. But just try to show them. Don't be like, oh, it doesn't hurt at all, and be like, just going up there and just be like, oh, just follow me, it doesn't hurt at all. Because I mean, yeah, for some people, some people have higher pain tolerances than others. Some people this sport doesn't hurt too much. Some people this sport hurts a lot more than others. You know, everybody is different. And, you know, just coach them, be like, hey, come with me. If you do this, if you peek around a little bit like this way, or you hold the gun this way, you know, you coach them and you help them to have more fun, is what I'm trying to say. Because in the end, this sport, it's not a very large sport. We need to help everybody that we can, you know, enjoy this and make it grow and become bigger. And I think that's the end game of this. You know, you want everybody to have fun. You know, whether you have rentals, which you're almost always going to have rentals, on a normal public hour. I mean, as you see through this video, there are a couple rentals here and there. These rentals were going out that day, and that's awesome for them. But if they're not, if they're hiding, like as you see right now, there's some people just waiting around. You know, don't get too frustrated with them. Give them a little bit of time. Help them warm up to it. You know, coach them. Say, hey, come with me. Stuff like that. And I think the more we do that, and the more we help out these rental players, you'll see them come back more often. And they'll come back, you know, then they'll buy a gun, and then, you know, like, they can form lasting friendships with some of these people, you know, the ones that are closer to your age. I know people who have come in for the first time, and now I talk to them. Now there's a couple of people that start off as rentals, and I help them, and now they bought their own gun at our field, you know. Then they're coming more often, you know, they're slowly getting up their gear, and, you know, I always like to encourage that type of stuff, because then it helps the community grow as a whole. And the more that we see this type of things, the better I think this community will be as a whole. It'll help the local small businesses, you know, it'll help, you know, maybe even get like events started up, stuff like that. And I think that's the main part of why we need to help these guys. And I know maybe I've gone off a little bit of track of what I've been originally saying, but that's what I'm not really sure. I guess I'm not very great with words sometimes, and for those who are with me can tell. But yeah, as I'm saying, even there is one guy, I'm actually really good friends with him now. He started off many months ago as a rental, came in for the first time ever, and he now works at our local field. He got picked up one day. I was just like, hey, you know, check out this gun type stuff. You know, I do that to other people. I'm like, hey, is your gun having problems? Here, borrow mine really quickly. You know, let them have a taste of, you know, like what nicer stuff is. You know, you don't have to. I understand some things are, some guns that we have are extremely expensive, and, you know, you don't really want to, but if some rental's having a problem, you know, and you have like a cheap like PPQ or something on your holster or something, be like, hey, run this for a life or so, you know, stuff like that to help them have more fun, because that's the end goal. And other than that, I hope you all have a great week. I know it's definitely getting hotter. I know videos have been pretty slow because I lost my GoPro. This is actually really old footage. But other than that, hope you all have a good one, and see you all in the next video. See ya.